Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yemi and I make DIY videos. Today I'll be showing you how I did this applique on this pockets of this shift dress. So let's get started. First I'll start with my settings on my sewing machine. I'm using the zigzag stitch, which is the 4th one. I'm going to change my stitch to the 4th one. Let me just focus this a little bit better so you can see. So that's the 4th one. It has both the stitch length and the stitch width, and I'll be reducing the stitch length to about 0.3 because I think that's what's going to work best for the design I'm trying to do. Remember, when you're sewing your regular zigzag stitch, there's like space in between the stitches, but when I reduce it this way, there's almost no space, and that's what I'm trying to achieve doing this. So it says you can use the J foot, but I'm going to change the foot to the letter N because I think it will work better for this design, and I'll be able to place my fabric the right way. I've put in my bobbin and my thread is already in. Now I'm just going to show you how I'm placing my fabric. So in placing my fabric, the edge of the fabric is like in between that thing that looks like two teeth meeting each other. That's how I'm going to place it. But first, let me test out a scrap piece of the same fabric that I'll not be using for this design, just to see how the machine and the fabric will, react with each other. So it's good to always do this just to see how you should set your machine, so you don't just start sewing your design without and make mistakes. So now I can see that the settings I currently have are okay, they're good enough. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what my end product should look like, and I think this is okay with the settings, so I can go ahead and start sewing my original pocket design. I already pinned my little applique pieces on the pocket. I have sewn the top of the pocket already. And I'm just going to place this the way I described earlier. The edge is like in between those teeth, and now the needle is just going to be bouncing back and forth between the applique and the pocket continuously till I go around the applique. So like I said earlier, you could check your fabric to see if 0.3 works better or 0.4 works better, whichever one would work better for you to achieve the design that you want to achieve. And I would just prefer to completely hide the raw edge of the applique. Some people do not mind if it's just regular zigzag stitch you use. They don't mind, the raw edge showing, but for me, I would like to hide the entire raw edge. So when I get to the corner, I kind of just turn and adjust my piece again. That way I'm able to create like a pretty sharp corner. So I do the same thing again for every edge. Sometimes I try to create like curved edge, like a curve instead of like regular sharp square edge. So you can see from the previous one there, I kind of try to make like a design. The problem with doing designs like this is when it's time to repeat it on a different pocket, things just go south. But I managed to get it right again on the second pocket, even though it was very difficult. It was kind of shorter than I expected it to be. And that's because I'm still trying to figure out better ways to actually do this on my sewing machine. But so far so good. I think this works fine. The settings work fine for this particular design. I have been doing like circles with this, so circles will definitely come out nice. I've done other shapes as well, but this was the first time I was attempting to do like something with corners like this. So I noticed that when you're trying to go over an area that you already sewed, it's like you might have to like reduce your stitch, increase your stitch length As you can see, that place up there, it looks pretty spaced. There are little spaces between the stitches there. I had to do that because the fabric wasn't really feeding well under the foot, so I had to increase my stitch length to 0.4, and then I adjusted it back again when I felt like it was moving better. So you might constantly have to be adjusting your stitch length so that you can complete your design. At this point I tried to do like a curved corner, but I mean it kind of worked out well to an extent. So now I'm done, and that's what it looks like. At this point I realized that if I continue and I do the 4 pieces I initially planned to do, I might not have enough thread to complete, so I decided to change my design and make it 2 pieces of applique on each pocket. That way I'll be sure to finish the design for the 2 pockets and I don't have to start looking for a matching thread, because this is, I mean, it's red thread. It should be easy to find, but it wasn't exactly easy to find the shade. And the shade doesn't even completely match it, but I'm using it anyways because I mean it's the closest I could find. So that was how I did for the 2 pockets. I went on to change my design, and I was also adjusting my stitch length as I was sewing, just to ensure that the fabric was fitting properly under the foot. So here is like the finished look. Those are the 2 pockets of the dress and they look really pretty. I hope you get to try this out. See you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.